Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cloudy Sheep, and we are playing Command Modern Naval and Air Operations. We just devastated one of the enemy fleets that was in the way over here. Though I'm not too sure why we lost contact to two of these guys. I think that maybe our near misses caused them to start sinking, but right now I want to be staying around here for a short while to see if there's anything funny going on. We also have this flight of two Hornets, and I do want to send them up here. I do hope that you are at a high altitude on cruise speed. This really pains me, but in the meantime I actually switched to meters, but somehow I'm more used to feet over here, so I think that's what we'll be using. So while these harpoons here down here try to find or acquire some new targets, we'll be flying towards that direction. These guys here are very likely unfriendly. Ooh, look at that! Okay, that's very interesting. We found one of the we found one of the ships, and it's surprisingly running nearly towards us. So I think we'd like to be just like we would like to be running towards that direction. We should be just above the layer. Creeping is fine, so that's good to know. And again, this is one. This is a pretty funny sort of ship, and I'm not sure it's a good design. I think it follows a bit more the Soviet design with the super large where the mounts super large anti-ship rockets these anti-submarine rockets, these type of rockets, or possibly Chinese, that have a decent range, a okay speed, and a huge warhead. So the drawback of this is that they only have 4 of these units, or 4 missiles on each ship, which I think you can tell sort of like there, and there. And honestly, it's difficult to reach saturation with just 4 ships. But nevertheless, we will try to sink that with one of our submarines. There's another group of ships over here. We do have one backup here that has still... I want you to cruise, please. Yes, you're doing that. That has still 2 harpoons. But I don't think there are any enemies down here, so we'll probably just waste... sorry, I don't want to waste that ammo, so we'll not try to do anything too funny there. Here we can see our Harriers. One flight just shot down one Mirage with way too many missiles, but the other one escaped. So that's fine, and I think our 5 guys up here, this flight, basically is returning back to its base, which is also fine. But by the way, please don't loiter, just cruise and get back home. That should be fine. You can actually fly straight home. Okay, reactivate game. This Mirage is probably still a bit irritated by the fact that its body just got blown up. So yeah, I think it's doing sort of this circular search pattern, and it's trying to find the enemy that was shooting at it, and now it knows, look, there are 2 Harriers. Wait a minute. It knows that these 2 Harriers are probably responsible for that, so it's trying to fly in that direction and actually engage us, whereas we are, of course, pretty much trying to do the same thing over here, just by flying the other way. Wait then, let's see what else we got. A submarine, sub 74 detected, a lot of stuff going on. So these are MiGs that we knew, so I think that's this guy up here, right? This must be, yeah, 70. So this guy actually detected this emission up here, which is probably, or very very likely, this fast guided craft over here. Looks kind of similar to the one we had. Is it actually the same? No, the other ones were called Ramadan, right? But it does seem to be a fairly modernized version of this ship, so probably the sensors here, yeah, are somewhat recent. Let's see what type of weapons it has. Some guns, of course, some flares, some anti-aircraft missiles, and a couple of anti-ship missiles. Interestingly enough, it doesn't have to seem any capabilities against submarines. And in terms of sensors, it has a lot of radar. It does have eyeballing. It does have radar warning receivers, and a camera. What it does not have is any type of sonar. So that's certainly very interesting. We also have these guys up here, which are classified as mobile, and I think are probably just anti-air missiles. Is that it? What are you guys? SSC target surface ships. Max range 45. Okay. So you are probably... You're what? A vehicle? Ah, okay. So I get what these guys are. These guys are basically a land-based anti-ship missile. It's a bit surprising that it expects them to be in the water, which I guess we can possibly actively exclude, but it's just that it's probably just not good enough at detecting that. We'll be moving up there. We'll be at cruise speed, because we do know that these guys are actually incapable of sonar. So we'll be traveling towards that direction. That's fine, and we'll see what that is. And we will mark you as unfriendly, and have you travel towards that direction in particular. Good. Let's get back here. Let's hope that the Harriers will make it out of there. This guy's probably accelerating. Yes, he is. To what speed are you capable of? Let's see. Not quite as fast as our guys, so that at least is very promising. There's no actual need for you to climb right now, but I mean, feel free to do it. Why not? We knew about the mix, yes. I believe Boogie 28. Oh no. Okay, so we know that these are mixed too. Yeah, again, really, you guys are probably not standing in the water, right? You are just mobile vehicles. So this guy, on the other hand, we don't know where he is, just except somewhat in that direction. So we'll try to get that and move out there. I do hope to get this guy, but probably our range won't be sufficient. Up here, the Mirage has maybe given up a bit on the on this guy, but this guy might. Why are you faster than this guy? Can you actually be faster in lower height? Is that what's going on? Let's have a look. Are you more suited to sort of lower type flying? Yes, you are. See, you're much more fuel efficient at higher bands over here, but you are quicker down there. You're quicker sort of in the intermediate band. Interesting. So you know what, you guys stay somewhat intermediate, because that means you're quick at home. These guys I'll leave at the upper end, because that just means that they are more likely to that they have a better fuel efficiency. Let's also check what's going on here. We do have a couple of helicopters just doing anti-submarine warfare stuff. More Hornets coming in, although they start to be low in fuel. So I think we'll actually have to Have a look here at what's going on. Okay, yeah, that's fine. This is fine, I guess, but you, I guess, need to be launched. And here in Mojon, I think we had some tankers as well, but I'll leave them there for now. You're being ready in a couple of seconds. You will still take some while, but there are two planes as well, which is good. I mean, we want to have some reserves. Who are you? Okay, just more fighters. I guess you can be moving towards that direction to counteract any threats from there. You are doing something very similar. We brought out a lot of fighters when we saw all of this stuff happening here, and we didn't know whether they were actually coming towards us. But it doesn't seem to be the case, so we got a correction here on the fixes, which I think are a bit more likely. Especially, I would believe that these guys are actually on the land there, but that means this ship is also much further out than we thought. But don't mind, that should be fine. This guy is still passing very close to us, so I hope that we can move out of the way until then. But let's see how that works out. You maybe start going towards that direction, towards these attack craft. More shenanigans happening over here. What are you actually doing? You're turning around. Are you on an attack pattern or are you just scanning? Even if you are just scanning, you'll probably just see this this flight very, very soon. That should give you some pause. Yeah, you're massively accelerating, so there's definitely something going on. That's okay. Our missiles will probably launch way before theirs, which I am super happy about. But we are closing in towards each other very, very swiftly now. So I think I'll get you to high altitude, where apparently you are quickest. Yeah, and we see their speed going up. And very soon we would be able to launch at them, whereas they still are way not able to launch at us. Come on, yeah. Now they are in range, but we will not directly shoot at them. Basically because... Actually, let's take a second and again remind ourselves of what weapons they were carrying. So their basic anti-air missile at a range of 22 nautical miles is the Super R530F. So if we look at weapons on this Super should be here very soon. Super, yeah, 530F. Yes. So that's a missile. Picture doesn't tell us very much. It's semi-active radar homing, so they need to maintain an active radar lock, which is good for us. The basic probability to hit is not that great either. So that's all very good. How quick does it go? Not that much quicker than our missiles compared to our missiles. So these missiles here will start to become active as soon as as they get close, which means they will probably have to navigate around, which again means that they will probably break target lock on our missiles, even if they get to launch their missiles. We could of course turn around on our turn, but I think we'll just try to engage them like that. It's a bit risky, and maybe due to that reason we shouldn't do it, but then again it's 2 versus 1, so I hope that we'll be able to do that, even though our luck so far has not been supporting that. Conclusion: everything else here seems somewhat okay. We don't really know where this guy is, but I would wager a guess that he's not in that sort of pattern. That all looks fine. Okay, so let's get back in here. I will tell these guys to turn on their radars, just so we have a better... So this guy is turning away. That is not due to the radars. but because of the missiles which they spotted, and they're now trying to run sort of perpendicular to that to minimize the hit chances. We're now at 22 nautical miles. Our sidewinders are acting as a backup weapon, and they only have a range of 10 nautical miles. So this is starting to become a bit dangerous because they have not yet fired miles. It's probably the tanker, right? Yes, it is. First one was a miss. There we go. Pause, please. Contact to Ramadan has been lost. Okay, so there was another ship? Wait a minute. Where's our strike here? Ramadan 263. Oh, no. These aren't the Ramadans. These were the these were completely different ships. They were the ships down there. 263 has been lost. Yeah, I think it might actually just have hit now. And then we just hit the Mirage as well with one of our AMRAAMs. Excellent, good job. Well done, Harriers. You brothers did well too. Please do fly home now and actually return to base. I can tell you that. Still, I would like to take sort of this course and be on military speed, just so you're home a bit quicker. In terms of sensors, please do turn the radars off, because I don't want them exactly to know where our carrier is. This guy is starting to run into this area where he should be able to see them. Let's grab our tanker, because he doesn't have a job yet. And we can actually define a mission here. So let's define an area. Let's pick this area. Let's add a new mission. And it's going to be a support mission. Tankers. It's going to be active, yes. Open the mission. Run 1/3 rule there is fine. Can we pick up the flights that are already in the air? I think we should be able to see that flight. Yeah, Hornets. These are based somewhere, right? Mahon, airborne. Yeah, so let's grab these guys up there. Yes, that's fine. You don't really need to be active anywhere, so yeah, looks good. And you can sort of see that it will run this pattern up there. Okay, this guy's probably running into a refuel point as well, which is totally fine with me. Our squadron's up here. So first of these guys just probably landed, and the clutter here from the sonar boys is becoming a bit too much. So I think we can ghost them. Can we make them smaller? I think I saw that as an option somewhere. Map display. Somewhere. Do not show. Well, do not show is maybe a bit too much. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so maybe that helps a bit, at least. This ship is a bit funny, but probably it's still here. This is our 707, yes. So that's very good. Let's have a look down here. Some mix. This has been spotted a couple of short while ago. You're actually rather deep now. You can't see this guy, so actually please do go back to periscope depth. Some contacts have been lost, I don't know which ones, but I am guessing it's fine. You maybe turn off your radar, please. You're being a bit too visible. Some stuff down there. I think we should have about 5 or 6 flights here coming back home, right? Yes. Yeah, that's good. We can see that they have way enough fuel to get back home. So actually I'm going to tell you to do a military burn, so you're a bit quicker. Looking good, looking good. Speeding up time a bit. Flight's probably landing. Okay, we're now back at periscope depth, so we do have decent information against this guy. Let's also look again what anti-submarine warfare capabilities they have. Depth charges, yes. Some rockets. Ah, yeah, that's the Hedgehog type thing. This is not able to target. Okay, that's good. I think we outranged them. This is 1 nautical mile. We have a range of 4. So I think we can actually sort of go towards them. It's going to be interesting. Do they have sonar? I believe they should have, right? Let's see, sensors. Radar, Irland, OCM, hull sonar, yes, they do. But very, very poor 1950s technology. So, oh yeah, it's a Chinese type of vessel, as I thought. Yeah, all of this looks pretty good. Still quite a couple of naval engagements going on there. Some of our flights. See, I'm not exactly sure of where this of where everyone is, so I think I'm going to pull you back a bit, just so you're closer to the refueling station over there, even though I know it's not going to be there in time. You know what? I'm going to bring you back home to base as well. Good. This is our last Harpoon slinger. We could, of course, go down here and try to launch just a small attack on any of these guys, but I'm not too sure that that would work all too well. Speed up a bit. This stuff is jumping around as we are gathering some intel on it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought we were actually new boogies. These planes, probably not that important. 3 seconds. I think we might have enough time to watch this engagement, which I'm very hopeful about, actually. But until then, let's carefully speed up time. So far, so good. Losing some of the mix. They might be landing, they might just be turning off the radar. We don't really know. Also, actually, I would like to have a look at deselect all reference points. Mission editor, the Petrol 104. So this one, since we dealt with this submarine, with the air threat for quite a bit, I am thinking to pull out our Rion search pattern over here, and just shift it a bit, so that we know that it's covering more of our fleet and more of the sort of probable range where we will be exploring. You can also see that I think this line here, this straight line, has probably been laid by one of the Orions, just so they can have a better idea of what's going on. Although we need to pull this in just slightly because I don't want it to be too close to that fleet. Okay, Harriers have been rearmed at Ghouta over here. In a couple of minutes they'll be ready. It's good to see Mochon being readied in about an hour. And up here, yeah, just good stuff going on. There are still two planes down here, but I think they'll keep on covering the fleet, so I will not be bothering them too much. Whereas down here, how are things looking? You know, it's a small, it's this type of engagement where it's really taking its time, which is just like what sound. It's really a bit annoying, but this is just some helicopters having landed and new taking off to take on the anti-submarine warfare duty. We are getting closer here, and I think we'll very soon probably. Yeah, these are ready. That's good to know. Some contacts have been lost. That's okay. Yeah, now we know the actual ship, and it's actually the namesake of the class, I guess. So this is the actual ship that we will be fighting, not just the type, but the actual ship. Good to know, but not really crucial. It would just one of their namesakes. By the way, we should have a helicopter here, which I would like to fly up here at a very loitery speed. That's good. Can you go to max altitude? Yeah. Not that it's that drastically different. Although, I guess we could check how quickly you're burning fuel at any of these altitudes. Doesn't matter. Okay. I thought maybe it would have. Okay, so here again, let's briefly check the doctrine of this guy and make sure that you are firing at practical range. That's okay. I like that. That basically means that. Wait a minute. Which one was it? I think kinematic range was the worst one in that regard. So basically, because we know that the ship, once it realizes that there's a torpedo in the water, will probably try to run away. Yeah, so one of our aircraft is standing down a while for refueling. So please don't. New skunk at 6 nautical miles. That's you. You're at periscope depth, right? Interesting. Maybe could you go back to creeping, because that's very close. And this is actually a ship that has the ability to fight us if it can, if we get too close. So here, I think we should be turning in towards them. Yes, that's okay. These are basically messages about their timing being a bit screwed. And here we are. We're now very, very close. Boogies at 250 nautical miles. What's that? These guys. 350. Yeah, probably fighters. That's fine though. Let's have a look at here. So we can of course start a manual firing solution, and yes, we see that it would be possible. How many? You have quite a lot of torpedoes. How far away is it? 2169. How fast can you go? Full throttle, max speed 26 nautical miles, and our weapons here can go probably 40, yeah, so they can go 14 knots, which means that they have a kinematic range of 11 nautical miles, which I guess translates into us being able to hit. So let's select you, let's attack you, let's assign 2. Torpedoes. And we should this guy panicking very soon. Should see this guy panicking very soon. Of course it's a ship, so their response is much delayed. But with these torpedoes in the water, you can basically... oh, by the way, creep. Because I don't want you to be spotted. Oh yeah, but we lost targeting information about him as well. So he probably turned off his radar, so we can't actively steer towards the radar missions, which is a bit of a stretch, and not that useful for him actually. But everything up here looks kind of fine, so I don't think we need to be bothered with that too much. So we can again focus on here. That's probably the last thing we'll do for this episode. But I'm a nice guy, so I won't stop before the firing solution here is done. Speed up a bit. These guys are actively looking for this guy, so it should be very, very apparent A, that they are in the water right now, and B, that there is maybe that we do get information on them back. They might start to accelerate, but they'll probably not be that successful at that. The F-17 here is not that particularly likely to actually hit, but let's see what... yeah, 250 kilos, so 250 damage points. That should be really enough to cause severe damage. So let's actually be a bit careful, because I don't want to run into their engagement range of about 1 nautical mile. Come on. Here we go. Last meters. About 100 meters to go. And maybe a bit more. Maybe now about 100 meters. There we go. And we hit. Yeah. Hit probability 75. We rolled to 64. Hit. Perfect. Perfect hit. That's very nice to see. We will now try to run into a very, very different direction at actually cruise speed. The torpedo itself, I guess, can we destruct you? I don't think we can. New contacts, boogies. I guess these are the mix probably. Oh no, they're mirages. Same difference though, for all intents and purposes. Okay, very successful episode. I'm happy we sunk that ship. There's one more of these guys, but that's I'm not that frightened of just one of these guys. Still, of course, a lot of air coverage running around. Still, of course, quite a couple of ships here. that are much better defended than what we have seen so far, but we'll have to think about that next time, and I'm still somewhat reluctant and want to attack these guys over here. But again, that's gonna have to wait until next time, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.